Cyclone Marcia, which is tracking off the northeast of Queensland, is now expected to be a Category 5 when it makes landfall early tomorrow morning between Mackay and Gladstone. Marcia, as I say, one of two cyclones threatening Australia, with Cyclone Marcia also predicted to become a Category 4 when it makes landfall between Galawinku and Mullumbimby in the Northern Territory. Hundreds of people have evacuated their homes with destructive winds and flooding expected, with up to 300 millimetres of rain forecast. Cyclone Marcia, though, has slowed down in the last 2 hours, but winds of up to 295 kilometres an hour at its core when it crosses the coast early tomorrow morning are predicted.
As Cyclone Marcia bears down on Queensland, the Premier is urging residents to prepare.
For emergency storm and flood response, people should call SES on 132 500.
The system is expected to make landfall in the early hours of Friday and has developed rapidly, catching both the Bureau and emergency services by surprise.
It's been intensifying far more rapidly than a typical cyclone would.
The Bureau of Meteorology warns it is an extremely dangerous system as it approaches the central Queensland coast.
As the Deputy Commissioner said, it's just urging people to stay indoors. People in those areas will start to experience increasing winds, gale force winds, and they will, near the core of the cyclone, increase to gusts to the strength of up to 260 kilometres per hour.
Residents in Marcia's path are being urged to prepare early, to tune in to emergency radio broadcasts at least every hour and to have enough supplies to get through several days without needing to go outside. Emergency evacuation centres have been set up and swift water rescue teams are in place. The Premier says Queensland is ready.
But can I reassure Queenslanders that this state government is out there doing everything we possibly can.
Brooke Wiley, Sky News, Brisbane.
For more now on the efforts of the central Queensland coast, I'm joined by Greg Cleese, who is the Duty Controller for Gladstone's Volunteer Marine Rescue. Greg Cleese, welcome. How much of a worry is it for you that Marcia is now expected to be a Category 5 when it makes landfall?
Well, it certainly intensified our thought process over the last few hours. At 6 o'clock this evening, the Harbour Master and the Deputy Harbour Master brought in what we call Phase Red, which means the harbour has been locked down. And during the day, all ships that can have left the harbour, and also a lot of the big barges and so forth have all gone to safe anchorages.
How's the weather looking at the moment?
Just recently, Rundle Island and Heron Island in those areas, which is our weather barometers, were sitting with wind gusts to about 80 kilometres an hour, but we do expect by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning that will certainly ramp up.
What has the Marine Rescue Service been doing to help locals and plenty of boaties, I imagine, in that area to prepare? Have you been involved in taking the vessels elsewhere, I imagine, to some estuaries?
No, we haven't, but what we're basically involved with is to assisting small craft if they do get into trouble, but most of them have been extremely well behaved, and anyone living in the Gladstone area for some time, with the help of the Harbour Master and the Deputy Harbour Master and also the Sergeant Jeff Barnett from the Gladstone Water Police, people are very well aware of what to do, and there's certainly plenty of notices have been sent out in preparation for what we could experience in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, what are you expecting? What is the danger when a Category 5 cyclone hits? Its central core, we're hearing it might span less than 100 kilometres, but those wind speeds, 209 kilometres an hour, that's just quite incredible.
Well, I really got a shock before because I was looking at Creel Reef, which is 140 kilometres basically east-north of the Mackay, and I saw the wind gusts there an hour or so ago were sitting around 200 kilometres an hour, and that really that was a shock to me, and I just thought, well, this is really going to ramp up. But in Gladstone, we do get a bit of protection from Curtis Island and Facing Island, but in my history, Gladstone has never had a direct hit with a cyclone. We do get protection from those two islands, but Look, you know, you can prepare all you like, and we've got a fantastic team of people in Gladstone, as I said, in the harbour control and police and rescue, but you cannot prepare for the unexpected, and that's the part that Gladstone has never been tested, in my knowledge, for that sort of wind strength. So, and I don't really think I don't think any preparation can prepare you for 300-kilometre-hour winds.
Yeah, that's right. And I wonder, though, as someone who's had that waiting period in North Queensland for a cyclone, that can often be the worst, isn't it? The not knowing, because this cyclone in particular, they're saying, has been very unpredictable. It's sped up in intensity. It has slowed down, as I say, in the last 2 hours. How are locals holding up? You seem to think that most people have done their best, but you just don't know, do you?
Well, tomorrow morning we're going to get, today was the biggest tide of the year. Now, tomorrow morning around about 10 a.m. will be another tide, which will be similar height to that, or very close. But tomorrow morning we will have a bigger tidal surge and probably more wind. So the unknown factor is what that tidal surge will do to places in the Boyne River that are very close to the water's edge, and also some of the low-lying areas in Gladstone that have probably never experienced the surge that we may experience tomorrow on the high tide.
So with your local knowledge, are you thinking there's going to be flooding?
I say in the low-lying areas there definitely will be, but a lot of that low-lying area, it won't affect houses, but this is what's going to happen tomorrow morning is probably a first for Gladstone as far as this tidal surge goes, coinciding with one of the highest tides of the year.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, that it's the real danger of the storm surge. Greg Cleese, it's people like you who hold a community together, though, in times like this. I know you've got a busy night ahead, the duty controller for the Gladstone Volunteer Marine Service. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.